Welcome to Raw Babes 101 with your hosts, TT
and KK.
Hi.
And AA.
So we have a very special guest.
We were going to get there.
But I love how
I
you
just slapped myself.
No, that's
Sorry.
amazing.
Yeah, you did.
This is what it's
love
about.
it.
You're already a natural, girl. Jeez.
Oh my god.
So we have Miss Andrea Isherwood, and she is a coach, an EFT Tapping practitioner.
Yeah.
And also a boss babe who owns Hairformers, which is an amazing hair salon I worked at, want to say. And also a mama.
Yeah.
To an amazing little boy.
Yeah. Little 3-year-old Jack.
Good old Jack.
Jack.
Oh, he suits his name.
Such a good name. Such a good name.
I had you on the phone and she's like, this kid.
Oh my
Because
god.
Jack's like, Mom. Keep it busy.
Yeah.
Mom.
Amazing. So, yeah, thanks for coming on to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. We've
I'm
been
so
wanting
excited.
this
I was
for a
just gonna say,
while.
we've been like, come on to the show.
Yes. Yes.
My first podcasting experience, so.
And it
Oh,
probably
good.
won't,
Yeah.
it won't be your last.
No.
No.
This
Yeah.
is popping that cherry, girl.
Oh.
Tap
Tap
that.
Tap. Yeah, that's what Tiffany said.
That's it. That's it.
Yes.
Oh
Oh
my
my god, the light just did it too. We just got activated, everyone.
We're on.
So, Andrea, tell us about yourself.
Well, I'm Andrea. I'm just been doing tapping for about a year. So I found tapping for my own practice during COVID when my salon was shut down. So I saw my now mentor on Facebook, on a group on Facebook, and I did the session like just live in my living room with Jack and Rob sitting there, and it totally blew me away. Like the release that I had from one session, not even knowing what it was. And I was literally just like hooked. I'm like, I need to do this. I need to know more. So I started tapping with Jackie every day, and then, I just noticed the shift that was happening within my life and my body and my emotional well-being. And so then she offered the practitioner course, and I like didn't even hesitate. I'm like, I'm doing it. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, you're not only doing it, but your online presence, I feel like it's very impressive.
Oh.
Because I'm like,
Natural.
what are you doing,
Yes.
girl? Holy shit. All these courses, these workshops. Your posting is awesome.
Oh,
like,
thank you.
yeah, I think it's a really good job.
Aw.
I think showcasing a little bit of like tidbits of what you're doing is really important, because I feel like even though this is not a new practice.
No, it's not new, but
No.
like a lot of people don't know what it is.
No.
I didn't know what it is. I'd never even heard of it before.
Mhm.
And so, like, when I talk about, like, literally when we were kind of joking about tap dancing, one of my clients at the studio was like, oh, I was like, oh, I'm doing tapping. And she's like, oh, I used to go to my niece's tap dancing all the time. And I was like,
so cute.
I just let her roll with it. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, yeah, like, you're not going to get this. So that's fine. In her mind, I'm tap dancing.
Okay.
But yeah, a lot of people, my goal now is just to start educating everybody on what tapping is and why it's so beneficial. The results are so quick and like immediate and easy, and you can literally do it anywhere. So
Speaking of anywhere, I was in my car and Andrea had posted something on Instagram, and she did like an IGTV or a reel.
yeah,
And I was like going through something, and I was just in my truck, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like I just didn't know what to do with myself.
yeah,
And I just opened up my Instagram, and there she was, and it said like, do some tapping. I think it was like abundance or
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
something about self-love.
Something that it was for you.
For
Yeah.
me, like 100%. And I just literally dropped what I was going to do, and I just followed along with you,
Yeah.
and I messaged you, and I was just like, I needed that. Like, that was incredible. And it altered my state
yeah.
in that very moment.
It literally works like instantly. Like as soon as you even just start tapping on the first point, it's to soothe your central nervous system. So it just like starts to like, you can feel your energy just calming down. But I tap in my car all the time. I posted yesterday, I was at work at the studio, and I was in my storage closet while my client's color was on doing my tapping. because I was like, it's a it's a priority. It's a non-negotiable for me.
Good.
So it's like I didn't have time in the morning, but I'll sit in the closet and do it at work.
That's amazing.
Question: if you were to describe yourself as yourself before compared to now, what would you say?
Well, I think even just this whole past year and a half with like COVID and all the changes that we have all gone through and like how life is so different for all of us, tapping has definitely been something that got me through a lot. I know like a lot of people had loss this past year and a bit. Myself personally, we had loss. I had one of my best friends pass away, and then I had a very traumatic pregnancy loss in February. So it was just a lot. Like the hits just kept. And she's like, the card. She's like, I have to talk about the card.
Oh my God, I can't.
Oh yeah. Kristen has an ability she's just tapping into. No pun intended. She's just tapping into this.
Let's talk about the card.
Okay, so Kristen pulled
I'm gonna
some
start
cards.
Oh my God. Okay, so whoa.
Let me introduce this for you for a second. So I get in here, and Kristen said that she had this like intuitive drive, this calling to pull cards for Andrea. And she's like, I don't know what it means, but this is what came to me, and we really want you to share it. Right, Andrea?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, no, give it to me.
Okay, so
let's do this.
This like afternoon had this incredible feeling to pull cards for you, and I've never had that feeling for any of the guests before. Obviously for my clients I do this.
Yeah.
And so I said, okay, I just channeled, I just tuned in, and then I pulled the cards and said like any and all messages that I need to know that are for you, for your team and past loved ones and everything.
Yeah.
And these two cards came out, and the first one was celebration with joy guides, and the second one is restriction and also joy guides. So what I do is I just go in and see what messages come through, and then I write it out.
Yeah.
And with this one, I'm like, what came through was like, this is a time to celebrate and bask in your accomplishments. Everyone is like so proud of you. And I had this like incredible, overwhelming feeling to just cry. And then I just thought of your dad. And it was like your dad's energy. And then all of a sudden, it said something about a baby is popping up. So I was just like, and I had this written down since this afternoon. And I had no idea that you went through that.
Yeah. And
I'm just like, but it was like this celebratory, like beautiful feeling. It wasn't anything coming from like a negative place at all. It was like really beautiful. And I was like, I didn't know if this is something that's coming, something that has happened, or something that is presently happening. So it was just like very strong. Right. It was incredible. And then the next one is don't let your mind limit you from stopping your abundance and joy from entering your life. Mm-hmm. We can block so much from entering our life just from our mind. Mm-hmm. And there's nothing else blocking you. Everything is a green light and a go. Yeah. It's just like this mind is locked in from you just stepping forward. And I was like, okay, even coming on Raw Babes, this is the biggest thing for you, because you're just like, no, I'm not going to be blocked by my mind any longer. I'm just going to jump and just go for it. Yeah. So it was very much that your joy guides are with you, and it was like you need to start, if you choose, writing down like number synchronicities or feelings or events.
11:11.
Yes.
We were messaging last night.
Oh my
God.
It was
11:11.
Yeah. Exactly. So what I got like very much called for you is if you start writing it down, then you're going to start noticing a pattern, and that's how they're communicating with you. Yeah. So it was like, make a journal, write them down, and you will start to notice this pattern. And then you'll discover what that means for you.
It's so funny. I've been like needing to get back to my journal, and I just like keep thinking it in my head. Oh my God. And I'm like, okay, I gotta freaking do it, writing it down, you know? And I'm just like, eh.
What's holding you back? Why aren't you writing in your journal?
Because I'm being my own block.
Oh, and what's the block? What is it?
Well, she's
just I'm getting in my way. Like I'm getting in my own way. When I like start even like with my goals for what I want to do with tapping and business and the hair salon, it's
That's
like
what I was getting.
If I write it down, then I'm like exactly what Kristen's saying. I'm seeing it come to fruition. But when I'm just in my mind, I'm like, oh, you know, and then
Okay, but hold on a second. Okay, I know, and I hear you.
Yeah.
But it definitely runs deeper than that. Like, obviously, you're getting in the way. We always get in the way of our shit. But why? What is it that's, like, standing in your way? So, a lot of the times, it's fear. So, maybe sometimes, like, we're afraid of success.
Totally. Fear of success is huge.
Fear of success. Yeah. And sometimes we self-sabotage that because of the fear.
Yeah.
But what is it about being successful is fearful for you? Could it be the fear of failure?
Totally. I think just there's so many things, you know, like when you think of fear of success, it's like, how does that change your own life? How does it change your family's life? How does it change the people like, and you start to be like, oh God, like what's going to happen if I'm successful? And I've even tapped on this before on like breaking through that barrier. Because a lot of the times it's just all these silly things that we create in our head.
They're just limiting beliefs.
Yeah, it's a limited belief about how you feel about yourself.
Totally.
And maybe we can break through this today.
Totally. Well, like self-worth is huge. I've struggled with it for a long time. And that's why I wanted to tap with you guys on being kind to your body and how it resonates. I think with so many people, we live in a society where, like, from a young age, we're taught that we have to look a certain way or be a certain way or have certain things to be successful, you know? And it's like, I remember being young, like elementary school, and not feeling pretty enough or good enough.
I know, isn't that fucking sad?
It's so heartbreaking.
It's terrible.
And it's taken me into my 30s to now look at myself and be like, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Like, I do love myself. I am good.
You are worthy.
I am worthy. You know?
Yes.
But it's like, how many years is that of built up, you know, learned behaviors and the way we're spoken to, and boyfriends and parents and mentors.
Media. Our friends.
And social media now is just, you want to compare yourself. Like, just freaking turn on Instagram, right?
Exactly. I know.
Yeah. So,
but that's only with a low self-esteem vibration, you would look at it that way.
Totally.
Because you would be comparing yourself to those who, you know, that's what you want.
Yeah.
And you're not doing it because you're afraid that you're not good enough to be worthy of it.
Totally.
And that is simply not true.
Totally.
And that's why our last episode we released was about hitting rock bottom and how to take care of that. And in order to get out of that is your self-care. Totally. Listening to podcasts, reading the books, doing the self-care, knowing that you are worthy.
Yeah.
And when we feel worthy,
that's
right.
That's why you're here, because this is a whole new level of education that the whole world doesn't know very much about.
Yeah.
No.
And you are a catalyst and a huge healer.
Look at the light just went bright, people.
So we are so grateful for you to do this and to share with all of our listeners and all of you guys, because Andrea's offering this, and it's something that you can DM her and reach out to her. She's got an amazing a free Facebook page that you do this sort of stuff on.
Yeah, I try to go live twice a week. I'm just kind of getting into that now, just simply to educate everybody on why you should be tapping, how it works, and just to, it's like anything. Like, quite often I compare it to like working out, right? Like, we are so like, we need to take care of our physical body. We make it a priority. We know that when we start working out, like, a lot of times it's going to suck. It's going to be hard. It's going to hurt. You know, it's going to be
That was my workout today.
Yeah.
I'm like,
It's going to get into a new routine, but we have this goal that we want for either to be healthy or feel good or have our body look a certain way, so we do it. Our emotional well-being is the same thing. It's a practice that you have. When you get into it, things are going to come up. It's going to be hard. It's going to hurt. Yeah. You're going to have to work through it. But once you get to this side of like, oh my God, I feel, why was I not doing this 20 years ago? It's the same thing that you get the euphoria from working out. And it keeps you going and
this
wanting
is exactly
to build
what
that
I
practice.
Yeah.
That's
I teach
amazing.
that too.
That's amazing.
Yeah, but like getting in touch with our intuition so that we can feel confident in the things and the decisions that we're making.
Yeah.
And know that that's for us and not giving a flying fucking nanny who gives a shit what anybody thinks.
And priorities. Like, I've been talking a lot about priorities because a lot of times I'm, you know, I talk about tapping all the time while I'm doing hair, and I'm like, oh, you need to do this. And oh, I just don't have time. And I'm like, dude, let me see your frickin' Instagram hours. Like, you know, like,
so true.
How much time did you scroll today? Because you could have tapped like 16 times.
I love it.
Like,
so
it's like, what's a priority? Because if your emotional well-being is a priority, you can't frickin' tell me you can't find 15 to 20 minutes.
You know? It's, you know what's so crazy? I'm going to just quickly say this. I saw this on a podcast. It was actually on Lance. He had a guest on his podcast, and it is incredible. It was on meditation. Okay. And did you know that when you are doing anything, you're actually doing a form of meditation? Why do you think when somebody goes to jail and it's called they premeditated that murder, or they premeditated that?
Oh,
because they
interesting.
Thought of it, and they meditated on what they were actually going to do. So when you're on Instagram, when you're watching,
that's terrifying.
When you're watching the news and a TV program,
don't watch the news.
Don't watch the news.
I know.
So this is just
if you want to be stressed out, like
And this is what they mean by that is you go into a trance. You're watching advertisements. You're watching food programs, McDonald's, all these things that come on, and you're in a meditative state. So people don't realize every day they are meditating from morning till evening, from their phone to their Instagram to the advertisements on TV. Yeah. Instead of sit there and meditate while tapping. Yeah. Lay in your bed, sit in your car, a 5-minute meditation. Everything that you're focusing on and that you're consuming is consuming you. Yeah. So it's so important to be mindful of what you're meditating on.
Yeah. And your thought pattern throughout the day, because that's about 90%.
And it's
the same thoughts.
And it's programming you. Yeah. So why we have people like the three of us is to help unprogram and get rid of this conditioning that we've been conditioned by the media and by everybody else. It's just like, it's time.
Well, and I heard like a cool sentence too that on the Mindset Mentor podcast I'm obsessed with. He was like, we don't have control over our first thought, but our second thought we control.
Oh, and that's
so truth. In that instance, as soon as that negative, like, I'm not worthy. No, like, back up.
I am worthy.
Yeah, I am. You are in control of that.
Yeah.
But people don't, and that's why we really promote the journaling, because the general public don't really know what they're saying to themselves, because they don't even realize.
It's so automatic.
So habitual.
Yeah, so habitual. Like, you don't even know that you're actually talking to yourself like that, because it's so normal now. Yeah. But now when you start saying affirmations and you're like, well, that's bullshit. Like, that's what I want to be like. Yeah. But, okay, well, there it is. There's a good little sign that that's what the negative talk is coming into. And what you're saying is meditating, thinking about it all the time. Always. You're going to believe it.
Yes. You're putting it out into the universe. Yeah. Everything is energy.
And you receive it back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild?
Okay, so you know what? I'm kind of like dying. I really want you to like
take you through a session.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, like, so you guys that are listening to us on Spotify or Apple Podcast, head over to our YouTube channel, because you can watch Andrea. Yeah. She is going to take all of you and ourselves through a tapping exercise. And what is it going to be for?
So I have been totally having all the feels today about being kind to your body. And I feel like this is really going to flow with what we're talking about. So I did this session this morning with one of my groups, 2 of my groups actually, and I just am still like super feeling it. Okay. But so how tapping works, it's like Simon says. So I'm going to go through the tapping motions. You guys are just going to follow me. I'm going to say a sentence, and then I leave space for you guys to repeat after me. So you're literally just following me. There's no wrong way to tap. It's literally, you're just going through the points. I'll quickly go through the points first.
Hook yourself up, baby girl.
I don't have a thing. That's okay. I'll just put it down.
But yeah, so tapping is also known as an emotional freedom technique. It uses the acupressure points that run through our body, those channels of energy, So we're tapping on certain points in a certain sequence, and we're having a full somatic release. Like our body listens as we're talking, and it listens as we're tapping. And you guys are gonna feel. I'm excited to watch you guys on the monitor here. Like watch your shift in energy.
Okay.
But yeah, let's just dive in, because also tapping is just better experienced than explained. So we'll go through. I'm gonna go through this one that we did today. And yeah, just follow up. If you're listening on the podcast, that's totally cool, because I'm literally guiding you through everything. So
you guys stop what you're doing and follow along. This is your time. You do have enough time in your day to do this.
Yes.
Can we do this when you're driving?
No.
No.
If you are driving, please do not. You can sit in your car, but you can listen to it. But obviously you need to use your hands.
Pull over. Pull the fuck over.
Okay, so we're just going to take a minute to close our eyes and come into our bodies and into this moment right here and now. Just breathing in and out and starting to connect to yourself. Being grateful for this time. Being proud of yourself to take this time. Not worrying about what you were doing before this. And not letting your mind wander to anything you might have to do after this. Just being completely present in this moment. And as you start to think about being kind to your body, what starts to come up for you? Where do you feel that in your body? What stories come up for you? Just taking some notes and thoughts of where you're at. And when you're ready, we're going to start by tapping on the side of the hand. This is the first point here. This is called the karate chop point. And you want to tap with a good amount of pressure, but nothing forceful, nothing too light. You'll just know whatever feels good for you. And you're just going to keep tapping there, and I will guide you through the rest of the points. Feel free to have your eyes open or closed, whatever's more comfortable, just to get in your zone. And you're just going to repeat after me. Even though I don't always speak nicely,
even though I don't always speak nicely,
to or about my body,
to or about my body,
I love and accept and forgive myself.
I love and accept and forgive myself.
Even though I may not say the most positive things,
even though I may not say the most positive things,
I love and accept my body.
I love and accept my body.
And even though I don't support my body,
and even though I don't support my body,
in the kindest of ways, or show it much affection, I love and accept and forgive myself.
I love and accept and forgive myself.
Good job. We're going to move to the top of the head. I tend to talk down to my body.
I tend to talk down to my body.
Eyebrow point. I don't always fuel it properly.
I don't always feel it properly.
Side of the eye. Sometimes slacking on my nutrition.
Sometimes slacking on my nutrition.
Underneath the eye. Perhaps in the past. Under the nose. I have even abused it with alcohol. Under the mouth or other substances. Collarbone point. Sometimes mistreating my body. Under the arms. We're going to touch elbows a little here, ladies. I may not always give it the rest it needs.
This is fun.
Under the chest. Or give it the time that it needs. Tapping the wrists. Sometimes being very impatient with my body. Top of the head. Maybe forgetting to support my body. Eyebrow point. Maybe being impatient with my body. Side of the eye. Sometimes even ignoring the signals it gives me.
sometimes even ignoring the signals that it gives me.
Underneath the eyes. Maybe I'm mean to my body.
Maybe I'm mean to my body.
Under the nose, calling it names.
Calling it names.
Under the mouth, like ugly or lazy.
Like ugly or lazy.
Collarbone point, punishing my body.
Punishing my body.
Under the arms. Maybe I blame my body for my unhappiness.
Maybe I blame my body for my unhappiness.
Under the chest, always putting pressure on my body.
Always putting pressure on my body.
Tapping the wrists, always looking for other sources.
Always looking for other sources.
Top of the head, or others' acceptance.
Or others' acceptance.
Eyebrow point, instead of tuning into my own body.
Instead of tuning into my own body.
Side of the eye, I'm constantly relying on my body.
I am constantly relying on my body.
Underneath the eye, to run smoothly with ease.
To run smoothly with ease.
Under the nose, no matter how I treat my body.
No matter how I treat my body.
Under the mouth, no matter what support I offer it.
No matter what support I offer it.
Collarbone point, just being so unkind to my body.
Just being so unkind to my body.
Good job, you guys. So we'll take a deep breath in and out. And the first round is what we call the venting stage. That's where we're bringing up all the negative crap, all the stuff we hold on to, all the feelings and emotions that come up for us when we think about our body. And when we think about not being kind to our body, we need to bring this all up. And for some of us, myself included, there's years and years of shit shoved down there. So this is something I have tapped on a lot. But we bring it out to the surface so that we can actually physically release it. We can let it go. Affirmations and positive thinking is great, but if we just keep piling that on top of the old crap, we're not going to get anywhere.
It's got to go.
So the tapping brings that to the surface so that now in our second round, we are going to go into releasing these old thoughts, these old beliefs, these old patterns.
Yes.
And we are going to move into thinking about this differently. So I'm so hot, you guys.
I know.
This is what happens when you're here.
I'm literally like on fire.
This is good. Let it sweat.
Let it go. Let it go.
Oh, prison.
This is incredible.
Did you just say prison? You're cute. Is that a hairstylist thing?
No, it's meaning the goddamn movie. You know? Frozen.
Oh,
from the song that you're singing.
The song. We've been singing it a lot on our podcast.
That is from a Disney movie called
She thought you said,
Frozen.
she thought you said prison.
Oh, I did. Like I thought prison.
I thought,
Okay.
Continue.
Okay, let's just take a deep breath to come back into our body. And start to just imagine our body releasing all of this energy and all of these stories that are no longer serving our body. And when you're ready, we're going to tap on the side of the hand again. And say, even though I have held on.
Even though I have held on.
To all of these negative stories.
To all of these negative stories.
And all of these old beliefs.
And all of these old beliefs.
I love and accept myself anyway.
I love and accept myself anyway.
Even though I haven't appreciated my body.
Even though I haven't appreciated my body.
And all the amazing things it does for me.
And all the amazing things it does for me.
I am ready to start shifting this now.
I am ready to start shifting this now.
I am open to seeing my body in new ways.
I am open to seeing my body in new ways.
And experiencing my body in a new way.
And experiencing my body in a new way.
Good job. Top of the head. What if I could start to look at my body differently?
What if I could start looking at my body differently?
Eyebrow point. What if I could start to appreciate my body?
What if I could start to appreciate my body?
Side of the eye. Appreciate all that it does for me.
Appreciate all that it does for me.
Under the eyes. without me even having to ask.
Without me even having to ask.
Under the nose, maybe I could start speaking kindly to my body.
Maybe I could start speaking kindly to my body.
Under the mouth, with love and compassion.
With love and compassion.
Collarbone point, like how I would talk to my best friend.
Like how I would talk to my best friend.
Under the arms, maybe my body can become my best friend.
Maybe my body could become my best friend.
Underneath the chest, maybe I could stop telling it old stories.
Maybe I could stop telling it old stories.
Tapping the wrists, like it's not good enough.
Like it's not good enough.
Top of the head, or it's not pretty enough.
Or it's not pretty enough.
Eyebrow point, how would it feel to stop criticizing my body?
How would it feel to stop criticizing my own body?
Side of the eye, judging every inch of it.
Judging every inch of it.
Underneath the eyes, how would it feel if I start moving my body?
How would it feel if I started moving my body?
Under the nose, with the intention to keep it healthy.
With the intention to keep it healthy.
Under the mouth, how would it respond to proper nutrition?
How would it respond to proper nutrition?
Collarbone point, and how happy would it be if I drank more water?
And how happy would it be if I drank more water?
Underneath the arms, what would it be like to honor my body?
What would it be like to honor my body?
Under the chest, when it needs rest.
When it needs rest.
Tapping the wrist. How is my relationship with my body?
How is my relationship with my body?
Top of the head, affecting my kids.
Affecting my kids.
Eyebrow point, or those around me.
Or those around me.
Side of the eye, maybe I could be the change.
Maybe I could be the change.
Under the eyes, how good would it feel to be confident in this body?
How good would it feel to be confident in this body?
Under the nose, how good will my body feel when I start giving back?
How good will my body feel when I start giving back?
Under the mouth, when will I start to realize?
When will I start to realize?
Collarbone point, that the worth of my body,
that the worth of my body,
under the arms, does not exist in a number.
Does not exist in a number.
Under the chest, these are stories I'm ready to explore.
These are stories I'm ready to explore.
Tapping the wrists, letting go of all that doesn't serve me.
Letting go of all that doesn't serve me.
No longer serves me.
Good job, you guys.
Ooh.
So that is our releasing round. That is talking to our subconscious, our mind, our body, telling itself that we are ready to let go of this shit, let go of these old stories, and not hold on to it in our body any longer. As we go into our last and final round, this is the affirmation round.
Yes.
This is the feel-good round. This is the empowerment round where our body is like, okay, I'm ready. If you are doing this along with us and you are finding you're feeling resistant to going into affirmations, then I ask you to just go back and do the venting and releasing again.
Good.
Because you need to bring your body to a space where you're open to the affirmations so that it really resonates and you can really feel that shift. So yeah, this one, like I say, come back to it often, use it as many times as you need, and just kind of go with the flow. If you're not feeling ready for affirmations, go back, do the venting, releasing, and come back to this part when you are ready, because this is the feel good. This is the power.
Filling up your cup, baby.
Yeah.
Power hour, bitches.
So we're just going to go right to the top of the head this round.
Okay.
And we're going to say, I'm ready to be kind to my body.
I'm ready to be kind to my body.
Eyebrow point. I'm ready to speak nicely to it.
I'm ready to speak nicely to it.
Side of the eye. I'm going to start changing.
I'm going to start changing.
Underneath the eye. The stories I tell myself.
The stories I tell myself.
Under the nose. About my body.
About my body.
Under the mouth. I'm ready to see a different reflection.
I'm ready to see a different reflection.
Collarbone point. When I look in the mirror.
When I look in the mirror.
Under the arms. One of love and appreciation.
One of love and appreciation.
Under the chest. and so much gratitude for this body.
And there's so much gratitude for this body.
Tapping the wrists. I'm going to start respecting my body.
I'm going to start respecting my body.
Top of the head. I'm going to start showing up in new ways.
I'm going to start showing up in new ways.
Eyebrow point. And be there to support my body.
And be there to support my body.
Side of the eye. The way that it supports me.
The way that it supports me.
Under the eyes. I'm going to honor this vessel I have been given.
I am going to honor this vessel I've been given.
Under the nose. I'm going to appreciate my body.
I'm going to appreciate my body.
Under the mouth. I am leveling up.
I am leveling up.
Collarbone point. My relationship with my body.
My relationship with my body.
Under the arms. My body is my best friend.
My body is my best friend.
Under the chest. I'm proud of my body.
I am proud of my body.
Tapping the wrist. I'm confident in this body.
I am confident in this body.
Top of the head. I show respect for this body.
I show respect for this body.
Eyebrow point. And I am ready to be kind to my body.
I am ready to be kind to my body.
Let's say that one more time on the side of the eye. I am ready to be kind to my body.
To my body.
Good job, you guys. And so it is.
And so it is, Andrea. Thank you. Namaste, girl. Whoa.
So I love this because
I feel like we look different.
we're glowing because it's so freaking hot in here.
It's not hot in here. It's just, trust me, you'll get cold.
Feel my skin.
Yeah, you'll get cold after. You'll see what happens with Tiffany and I. Sorry, go ahead.
I love this because literally, you guys, like, we chose this body. Yes. We chose this vessel. We need to start. How many times a day do you say thank you to people in your life?
Often.
All day. Thank you, thank you,
yes.
thank you. How many times a day do you say thank you to your body?
More often now than I ever
have.
Yeah.
We do now. Nobody.
But
I understand what you're
like,
saying.
Thank you for digesting my food.
Yeah.
Thank you for moving. Thank you for sleeping. Thank you for reading, writing, eating, being.
I love
There's so many things that it's more. It is so much more than what it looks like. And once you start to come into alignment with how you feel in your body, it just becomes this vessel that you are so proud of and you are so confident and you radiate this beauty that just brings out this energy that you can't even, no matter what you do, it has to come from within.
Mm-hmm. And it's really actually who you really are.
Yeah.
That's who you really are as a person. Because the other side of it, that's not who you are.
Yeah.
Right.
No, the limited beliefs, that bullshit talk, the shit that the abuse that we put our bodies through.
Yeah.
That's not who we really are. Who we are is who we actually operate on a really high vibrational level. And this is such an amazing tool to help with that.
How do you guys feel?
Awesome.
Oh, actually,
I'm just
so looking in the camera, I'm like, well, because I wore lipstick today.
Tiffany, you're so cute.
I wore lipstick today because I just felt like switching it up. And I've been looking at myself on the computer and I'm like, But it wasn't until after I opened my eyes, I'm like,
it looks good.
Wow.
Yes. And you see, so you're seeing now what we saw when you first walked in.
Yeah, because we were like, no, girl.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I almost took my lipstick off.
No,
like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Beautiful.
I get it now.
It's so. It's
Hi
a,
there.
Oh my goodness, so cute, TT.
Now you want to tap that.
Yeah, now I want to tap that.
Hashtag tap that.
I think that's going to be your new business thing.
Hashtag tap that.
Hashtag tap that.
Amazing.
I love it.
And now, like, I totally understand. Like, even when I did it before, I'm just like, wow, that just alters your state.
Well, it like literally is soothing your central nervous system. So tapping is great for anxiety, stress, grief, trauma, frustration, anger, to release that on a somatic level, but is also an amazing tool for manifesting your goals, whether it's you want to change your career, or you have fitness goals, or you have family goals, anything in your life. You can tap into breaking through those barriers and letting go of those blocks that are holding us back.
You know, I've heard another really cool theory, and I don't want to like make it sound like I'm smart saying this at all, but mic drop.
That's so smart.
Mic drop. So I think I heard it on Joe Rogan, where like when we're not in line, we're not actually using both sides of our brains. So tapping, even Lisa's done this with me, like through our counseling. It's like, okay, you know what, you're kind of out of a line. I want you to start tapping your leg.
Lisa,
and it's both. It's hitting them back and forth. Now, we've also done sessions with Nikki online through Zoom, and to get us prepped for our deep meditation, we're tapping our whole body from our head down to our toes.
Right.
And we're sitting there, and we're like, it's more like, it's like fist.
Yeah.
We're not like punching ourselves or anything, but it sure activates.
You're shifting.
Oh, shit, yeah. Oh,
if
that's
you,
a game
think
changer.
about it, like you have both said, we are energetic beings, right? And like you can get deep into how that
Yes, you
can. You can share deep. We go deep here.
Yeah,
deep
how,
after you
like,
tap that.
You know, every physical ailment that we are working with is created through an emotional attachment, right?
That's right.
And that's energy. We have an aura, and whether you want to like believe it or not, we create in our aura before we bring it into our body. If we can't work through it out there, we manifest it. Again, meditating, manifesting, we are bringing it into our body, and then it's up to us to do the work to release that energy and get it in alignment again.
And that's going with saying that we have the ability to heal our bodies.
We do.
We really
100%.
do. Yes. And unblocking the things that's kind of getting all jumbled up inside of you energetically. It's so true, guys. That's what's really good with Reiki. This is also really good because
I love Reiki.
We can manifest that shit out of our body too. We can do Reiki on ourselves. We have the ability to do that, FYI. But
just like tapping.
It is like tapping.
It's amazing.
Saying these affirmations, talking yourself in a higher self, a higher vibrational conversation where you can actually turn your subconscious around just a little bit, just create that shift.
Really.
And that small shift can move mountains,
I used tapping for like a fear that I had. So I had this fear. We got invited to go boating and go to these hot springs. Okay. And I've been invited so many times. And I'm like, no, because you have to literally rappel down this like rock holding onto a rope.
Wow.
And I'm like, no, not doing that.
Okay.
And then I was like, frack. Like I keep seeing these pictures and everyone's like having this, it's amazing, beautiful. Time. And I'm like, Dre, you just gotta freaking do it, man. So I tapped on it twice before the day. And we got to the point of having to rappel down. I sat there and I was like, no. And then I was just like, yes.
Good girl.
And then I did it. I even like said to my husband, I was like, oh my God. Like I just rappelled down that mountain. Like he knew that I would never do that. He was like, and he was like, so it works. And this is working. Feel? Amazing. I was so freaking pumped.
Fucking fear, girl.
Yeah. Like
a limiting belief that you're like, I'm not doing that. And guess what? What was on the other side of that unknown?
Oh, such beauty.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, and that's so perfect because now you open the door and working through that barrier of fear. Because, like you said, the more we practice anything, the better we get. So the more we feed into letting the fear take over, we get really fucking good at that, don't we? We develop anxiety, these fucking depression,
anger.
But when you work through them, don't be so fearful of working through them. Yeah, it's gonna hurt for a second, but get over it. Yeah. Like it's gone in an instant.
Yeah.
Live a lifetime of pain or in 2 minutes.
Exactly.
Like, honestly.
Yeah. And on the other side of that was magic.
Yeah.
So the first round for me when we were doing that, I had a little bit of stuff started to come up for me.
Yeah.
And that's why I did that. I had to let it out because there was definitely some old things and old feelings and emotions. So that first round, I felt like, I don't want to stay here. I don't want to stop here. Yeah. And I was hopeful because I didn't know what we were going to be doing. Yeah. And then it was like we had round 2 and round 3, and then by round 3 it was gone.
Yeah.
So
a lot of times people will like yawn or cough or cry. Crying's a big one. Yeah, I burp a lot when I'm tapping. But
you
it's just
burp? Yeah. You're getting all the air out of
but it's just like whatever way it comes out of your body, right? It's a release. So Yeah, whatever comes up for you is totally normal.
It's energy.
A lot of the times too, like we're sitting here feeling really good and elated in our bodies, but tapping can bring stuff to the surface. And if your relationship with your body is hard for you, then this could bring up a lot of that. I invite you to journal and to write down what's coming up for you, and then to tap through that, do this session again. Just keep working through it, because the heightened anxiety or the heightened emotion, when you bring it up, is totally normal. So that's good piece of advice. You're right. Yeah, I should have said that in the beginning too, that you feel that. But some people, it takes a few rounds and a few more
keep
rounds.
Going through it.
Yeah,
like you said.
Yeah. Well, and the other first two parts, if you feel like that you're not ready to start saying those healthy affirmations, to go through that cycle again. Yeah.
And I just invite everybody who's listening or watching to just start practicing. Just start trying. It can be anything. Again, I'll compare it to a workout. I hate spinning or something, and then you do it the third time, and you're like, okay, no, I got this now. I love it. It's just breaking through again that barrier of trying something new and not really know what you're doing, so not really believing in it, but then coming back to your practice and being like, okay.
Yeah. Can I add something in terms of working out? And this is how I teach a lot of my clients. Say we're on the rower and it's hell. You're just fuck my life. This sucks. I hate this. I want to stop and blah, blah, blah. When you have that mindset and you're saying that, it's actually quite painful. I have experimented with this numerous times. I don't really do it too much anymore because I know that it's true. So I'll go and I'll say those things, the negative things, and then as I'm doing the same workout, the same pain body, I'll turn it around and be like, you got this, girl. This is a blip of your life. It's almost over. And instantly that pain body goes away instantly.
I always do it while I'm working out.
Yes. Because you know it. And I teach my clients this all the time because we don't like to be uncomfortable. And if you're used to working out and you feel that, you're our brain actually goes mind fucked and it's stop. Yeah. Stop doing that. You're gonna kill me. Babes, you're not gonna die. I promise.
Push through.
And that's a huge thing. Just when you said uncomfortable was another click, because doing something new when you are working with your emotional well-being, tapping or meditating or whatever it is, or working out, if it's not normal for you, it's uncomfortable. Your body would prefer, your emotions would prefer to be comfortable.
Yes.
They want to stay, whether you're so anxious or angry or sad that you're I don't want to live like this. You have been feeling that way for so long that your body's no, this is comfortable and we're staying here. Yeah. Do not do anything to let go of this.
Perfect.
Once you start to work through it and you start to go through that uncomfortable transition, just trust us. It is going to be so worth it.
Yes. Yeah. Get comfortable. On the other side of uncomfortability is comfort. Yeah. And a brand new one. Right. And a beautiful one. So every layer of that onion, it's going to get uncomfortable.
Your eyes are going to burn a little.
Your eyes are going to burn like a motherfucker. But then it's over and then you're on to the next. Yeah. And like Andrea was saying, I love when you were saying about our bodies and that we are sparks of light in a shell. And when we're done with our shell, we carry on. We never die. We keep going. And it's once we can understand that and grasp that concept, we can learn from our past. We can understand that everything that comes into our life is just a lesson. And then we pass it, and then we're on to the next one. It's a whole lot easier when you learn and when you understand that concept. Totally. You're like, oh, this is just for me to pass. I got to pass a test. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's because you get in touch with your self-worth, which then helps you get in touch with your intuition, which your intuition leads you to the right path. Right. And then you're getting to the place where that's actually was meant for you. Right. The reason why you came here to be here is because now your intuition's guiding you. You're seeing this synchronicities and the signs of oh, maybe this is for me.
Yeah. And I was just talking about this with a client actually, the universe does want to give. It does want to give to us what we desire, but it will challenge you. Yes. It won't just give it to you on a platter. Yeah. No, it's going to make sure you really frickin' want that.
Yes. I love that you said that. Yeah. Thank you.
Because there will be, and then you'll think, oh, I'm not going to, no, this isn't right. No. If you know inside this is right, then work through that challenge And there might be multiple. There might be a few
100%.
things that come up. But if you know,
Yeah.
don't give up on yourself and don't stop trusting that intuition, because the universe will provide, but it will make sure that you fucking want it.
No kidding.
You know?
And it wants you to show up.
Yeah.
If you don't show up,
Yeah.
it's just going to meet you where you're ready to meet it.
Yeah.
So if you don't want it to end and you don't want to just stay small and stay safe, keep going and watch what comes into your life. It will blow your fucking mind. Like, it has a much better plan than you could have ever thought.
Yeah.
And majority of us, we've signed up for this and we've made a plan. And we know what we came here to do, but we have free will. And sometimes free will takes over. And then you're like, I'm dead and I got to do it all over again? Fuck, shit.
Damn it, I should have learned it that round.
Yeah, and that's why when you go through the hardest things that you would ever have to go through, and then you come onto the other side, you become a natural teacher to then share, because this is all it is. It's an energetic exchange of sharing. Like what Andrea's experiences to share with us, like I'm so grateful for this because I have another piece of a tool to add to my toolbox. So does everyone else of when we're going through a hard time and how to get through it.
Yeah.
And it's
like just for your daily practice to keep your vibe high, right?
Exactly.
Just to keep you. So when we were talking too about an energetic vibration, when we're in a low vibe energy, we attract more low vibe and we stay in sadness and grief and anxiety and anger so much longer. When we are in a higher vibration, it doesn't mean that bad things don't happen or that we don't go through hard days or hard times, but because we practice keeping our vibration higher, we can get through it easier and quicker.
Well, we end up getting what we deserve and what is meant for us, because it's the limited beliefs that makes it so that we don't get to that place.
Yeah, and I did say before, it's like when you're not exactly in alignment, certain situations will pop up that you're like, whoa, why did I even have an encounter with somebody? Like, why did that negative situation even happen?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay, like my thinking's been off, my routine's been off a little bit. It's like, okay.
Yeah, but that's also too in divine timing. So like those situations weren't meant to happen before until now, because now you're ready for it.
Exactly.
So it's all pre-scripted.
It is. It's all a damn movie.
It is.
And everybody's an actor and actress and background.
You won't know the answer until like maybe a little bit down the road.
You're right. Right. Like, and especially why these situations happen.
I know.
Like Andrea and I, so we go way back. We go back to Lady View.
Elementary
school.
Lady View. She was in grade 7. I was like this new girl in grade 5, rolling into...
walking in all like, I own the school.
That's your perception.
Oh my God. Meanwhile, I'm like this innocent girl that's like walking in like nervous and scared of like...
You did not look nervous, girl.
Oh, okay, well,
no, you had your shit together even then.
No. You thought I did.
Yeah.
But I'll take it.
KK didn't feel that way.
Yeah, that was not me.
Yeah.
But hey, I'll take it.
Yeah. Projecting. Yeah.
But anyways, we went to elementary school, and then later on we crossed paths again through other friends. Yeah. And then after I sold my hair salon, Volume Hair Lounge, I was doing chair rental at Hair Formers, and I did that a couple of days. And I just want to say, like, you're an amazing boss and an amazing person to, like, share that space with. It was so easy. I was like, it was so nice. Like, I felt like the way that you run your shit is incredible, because everybody that, like, works for you or if they, like, do chair rental, they have their own individuality and their own, like, energy where it's not stuffy. You don't even know that she's a boss. She's just another. She's just another.
I'm like, who is the boss around here?
Nobody would know, because you're just so kind and loving. So I'm grateful for you and like entering into each other's lives, because you're an incredible person.
I
know.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah. This is a contract.
The universe keeps bringing us back together.
I love.
And it's so cool because it's at like the right time. Because it's like how we met and who we were, insecure little girls. To then, business, and then now, right? After we've done healing, this is so powerful.
Yeah.
I love it.
We're pretty badass.
Yeah. And so are all of you. And you know what? Everybody is equal. And you know what? I have to just say, like, this is still blowing me away about the baby stuff.
You know what's, okay, so like, right now we're talking about having another baby.
Okay, you're having a baby because it's, oh my God!
Well,
I've
you
always
know
been
what
told
she's
that
going
I'll
to be up
have
to
two.
the next little while.
Like
Honey.
every time I've gone to like a medium, or I've always been told that there
It
will
says-
be two, and there will be two boys. And you know what's so crazy? And like, believe me if you want to or not, but I don't know on paper, but I know that baby that didn't come through was a girl. Like I know.
I just have goosebumps.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. But you know, I have to just say, like, how far along were you, if you don't mind me asking?
I was 3.5 months.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's like sometimes these things happen,
For
which
sure.
we know.
For sure.
But what she can do for you on the other side is
Totally.
far greater than
Totally.
she can do here.
Totally. And like that's a whole other, I mean, we should have another like about miscarriage and the way that it's just so not talked about
And
in
needs to be talked
society.
about.
You know? Just the way that it happened to me, I didn't even know was possible. And so now that I've been through that experience and I've met women and, you know, it's just like, and people are just like, oh, we just don't talk about that, you know?
Well,
Like,
because it hurts.
yeah.
Because it's
We
painful.
talk about it.
Or
and
like,
we
oh,
talk
that
about it
People don't
here.
want to. People
you
don't
know,
want to talk
that
about what
happens.
hurts, and
And it's
that's
like-
actually what we should be talking about.
Yeah.
We should.
Yeah.
We should almost normalize it so
Well,
it's not so
and
totally.
Totally. And I
it
feel
doesn't
like
stink.
there's a calling there for sure.
100%.
To,
And
like,
we will definitely do
Yeah.
that. We'll have an episode to talk about
yeah,
all
Yes.
this.
that's a
Because
whole
I've
other
also had
episode.
a miscarriage myself.
Right. Yeah.
And actually, let's be honest, we probably have miscarriages often.
Totally. We
Really?
don't know.
Without even
Yeah.
knowing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
totally. Like we don't even
100%.
know. And
Yeah.
all of a sudden we get our
We'll save
period.
that
and
for
it's-
a
yeah,
whole other episode.
I know,
So,
right? So true.
It was very strong about the baby,
Okay.
and it was said something about a baby's coming up. And I'm like,
There you go.
I just knew.
Boom
Here we go.
shakalaka.
I'm like, and I even thought about it. I was like, okay, I'm going to, it was just 5, 6, 4, 3, of course.
Good job.
I was just like, oh my God, like, this is really strong, and I'm going to say it, and it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm just
Oh,
going to
yeah.
say it.
That's dope.
I love any.
Well, thanks for being open to
Yes.
like letting her share
Oh.
that and then like coming on this show
Yeah.
because like you're
No,
fucking
I'm
awesome.
Oh, you guys
You're
are
so
awesome.
beautiful and I
You
love
are
your
so
message
beautiful.
I like
and
Your energy, yeah, and your
You're like
energy.
swimming.
Okay, so can you share with everybody your Instagram and like where
Yes.
to find you?
So, what I've created with tapping is called the Love Club. So I have a free group on Facebook called the Love Club, and then my Instagram handle is Love Club Dre, and I do tapping on there and in the group, and yes, lots of exciting stuff coming. So
do you take clients?
So I'm hoping my son starts preschool in September, so I'm hoping that I'll have time because I'm being asked a lot about one-on-one clients.
Yes, you're taking clients. Yes, the time is already here. And yes, she's going to be starting in September. So please DM her to book your first session because she is accepting clients.
Well then.
Thank you.
Happening
Yes.
for you.
And then hot again.
Yes.
Perfect.
Well,
Thank you,
I'm
ladies.
sure that you will be surprised the type of feedback, and also we need to talk after this because I want to have you on my other group with Beachbody. I
Yes.
have like 700 women on this
I'm
page.
so excited for that. too.
Yes.
It's great.
Yeah.
I've been working a lot with the Arbonne ladies, that crew, I shouldn't say ladies, and they're amazing. What they're doing is phenomenal. And
Right?
like the feedback I've had from them on breaking through, if that's the card,
Yeah.
breaking
we flew
through
out.
their blocks has been amazing. So yes, I'm excited.
Okay.
Okay, we have Anna, grandmother of Jesus, sending the light, laying foundations, divine plan. What?
Seeding the light.
Oh, sorry.
Seed.
Seeding.
Seed.
Planting the seed. Planting the seed. Come on, you can't make this shit up. And seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan.
Okay, do you want what comes up for you in more detail for our listeners then? Because that's very beautiful.
You know, this was a lot more for Andrea, to be honest, about she's laying the foundation and even just like your divine plan. And then what popped into my mind was even just like our past and like how it's just divinely planned of us to enter in and out of each other's lives, just like Tiffany and myself.
Yeah.
It's so weird. I was not even thinking about that when I came here until you were like, remember elementary school? And I was like, holy
And
shit.
I didn't think of it either until I was pulling cards for you. And all of a sudden it was a flash of everything.
Yeah.
And also, it's like for everybody out there, right now, and especially during Leo season, this is about being a badass businesswoman and like planting the seeds and laying your foundations, because what's going to happen in the next couple of months is incredible. So we are done. Save.
Hold on a second.
We're still rolling here.
And I'm a Leo too.
Oh,
Shut the front door. When's your birthday?
The 12th, August 12th.
Amazing. Okay, so Leo season right now is huge. It's about individuality, but also connecting as a community, and like for us to be coming together as a collective to just take our energy and skyrocket through the freaking universe.
Yes.
So this is why this has happened. Like nothing. Even we tried to set up whenever before, it just didn't work out because it just wasn't meant to be. Clearly. So back to what I was saying. It's Leo season, you guys. Andrea her birthday's August 12th. Like, happy early birthday.
Yay!
Birthday month for Leo.
Birthday month for me too. Mine's September, so birthday month for Tiffany.
Yeah.
It's just what we do.
Yeah.
And they're big year. How old are you, Trina?
37.
Ooh. Get it up there.
So
I'll be 40 this year.
You are?
And I'm 35.
No, you're not.
Yes.
No, you're not.
Yes,
I thought you were younger than me.
No way. Oh!
Take it.
Fuck, it's hot.
Right? That was literally, oh my god.
Yeah, I'm 81.
Tiffany, you are not 81. You are 39.
1981 is my birthday.
Yes. And you said 111.
Holy shit.
So much awesomeness.
And you're 35 this year.
Yeah. On the 9th.
That's a good year.
Yeah.
The 9th day of the 9th month.
Ooh.
Oh,
I chose. No,
it's not your champagne.
That was when I turned 9. And I had 9 friends. I was like, 9 friends on the 9th day of the 9th month, and I turned 9.
Yeah.
Everything was 9.
Yeah.
9 is actually completion, so completing a lot of shit, wrapping it up this year.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Good.
100%.
But yeah, I was just saying about laying foundations and the divine plan. Leo season is bringing a lot of really fiery energy for people to just get shit done, like letting go of the old and
like the last new moon or full moon.
That's right.
That was like
in Aquarius,
insane.
and we're getting a double dose, you guys.
Yeah,
because
there's another one, right?
And it's on the 22nd.
Oh,
no, sorry, Leo season ends on the 22nd. So I got.
We should do like a circle or something.
Yeah.
Let's just like
I want to do. I thought like. Yeah, we'll talk after.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
It's like instant. Okay, good. Because
She's
I
like,
want to do this for a really long time.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I held mine here last summer. It was pretty amazing.
I'll show you.
Awesome.
Oh God, don't.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So we're gonna cut it out.
Yes. Thank you so much, Andrea.
Thank you for being here. You're amazing. And thank you guys for
amazing.
tuning in. You guys are all incredible, and we are so grateful for you. And we just had a beautiful new message from a brand new listener. I don't remember her name now because I don't have it pulled on my phone, but she sent us such a beautiful message today.
Yeah, she did.
And we posted on her story, and she was just so grateful to have found Raw Babes.
Yeah.
And we're grateful just as much for you. So thank you to all of our new listeners who have just joined in. We are so grateful and pumped. So send us a message so we can share it on our story.
Yeah, and also rate and review the podcast. And if you actually review, take a snapshot of that shit, send it to us, and we'll take you out for a drink.
Ooh. Doing that now.
Yeah, Andrea's like, Okay, guys, we're out of here. So thank you.
Cut it out. Love you.
Bye.